All right, I want to tell you about a story. I was kicking back on the old Twitter the other day, and we've done some GoFundMe stuff here on the show where we featured some different GoFundMe accounts for different viewers who are going through hard times. And it's a good way to you feel good about yourself. Okay, we're promoting someone's GoFundMe page, and then you start to think about it. And you're like, wait a second. GoFundMe's making money off of your discomfort, off of your pain in your life, right? GoFundMe's making whatever it is, 3-5% off of your transaction. So I stopped doing it because I didn't want to promote that platform that way. And also it just, became a little overwhelming because you feel like, oh, well then I have to, if I do it for this person, we should do it for this person. And it's not what this show should be. But more importantly, it's making Silicon Valley rich, right? So all of these limo liberals can feel good about themselves because they built this platform that allows, you to make them to make money off of doing good for the world. We take 5%, 3%, I don't know what their percentage is. I think it's 5%. All these transactions. So I was sitting back. I follow Jake Tapper on Twitter. He's a fellow Philadelphia Eagles fan. So I was flipping through Twitter the other day, and I saved the story because I wanted to talk about it. And Jake Tapper tweets about this GoFundMe thing. He's a Philly guy, and I was like, okay, what is Jake Tapper of CNN tweeting about? This says, with the pandemic continuing to rage out of control, GoFundMe launched a new centralized hub where you can help people struggling to pay rent or put food on the table. Great. So when you click on this, it goes to a new hub that GoFundMe has set up. You need help for rent or food? So they're getting all this free publicity from the likes of CNN to promote a program where you can go and you can feel good about yourself by donating money to different GoFundMes where people can't pay their food, can't pay their rent. And GoFundMe makes money off of you for doing this. So GoFundMe, the Silicon Valley liberals are like, we're such good people. We want to get this message out there. We're GoFundMe. We're here to help you. So we want to get this message out there. We've set up a special hub on GoFundMe now where you can go and you can learn about people that can't pay their rent. So you can sit in your mansion and just donate as much money as you want to help these people. It's garbage. It's garbage because we're the richest country in the world. Probably the richest country in history with a $25 trillion economy. And this is what it's come to? This is what it's come to, where we have to set up GoFundMe pages for people so they can pay their medical bills? And then you have someone just blindly tweeting, not even blind, it wasn't even a retweet. It was a comment. It was not even just a blind retweet. It was an actual comment. With the pandemic continuing to rage out of control, GoFundMe launched a new centralized hub. So, GoFundMe basically put had their engineers, I got an idea from a business perspective. Why don't we make it easier for people to use GoFundMe to pay their rent, put food on the table? So at any time anyone raises money on GoFundMe, we get 5% because we're an altruistic organization. Then if you scroll to the bottom of GoFundMe, you'll notice GoFundMe.org, which is their new charitable giving section, so that anybody who donates on GoFundMe, they're going to donate a small portion to people that don't have food. Yeah. Why don't you take the money? So why do we have to do 2 steps in order for you to take this money? If you were really altruistic, limo liberals, if you're really altruistic and you really care about people, why wouldn't you set up a GoFundMe hub and all of that money? We're not going to take any fees from any, right now during this pandemic. If it's related to helping someone put food on their table or pay their rent, we're not going to take any fees. How about that? Instead of, we've set up a separate charity. And what happens is, if you use our main platform, we'll donate a small portion to the charity, and then that charity will then funnel money to people who need food. Oh, I see how this is going to go. Goes over here and then down and then down. I don't blame Jake Tapper. He was sitting there. He was probably watching the Eagles lose. He's probably having a beer. And he probably wasn't thinking. And he's like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. GoFundMe, way to go. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. But I think what he sees is, I work for CNN, billion-dollar company. I'm part of that limo liberal group. And this is great. We can feel good about ourselves. You can just go on this website and donate money. The richest country in the world, and we have to rely on GoFundMe to help people. People like Michael, who just called in and left us a message about not being able, he's going to have to file bankruptcy because he can't pay his bills. And his credit score is now shot. And because this Senate, because these Republicans and Democrats are too concerned with getting through, Amy Coney Barrett in the Supreme Court and making their donors happy than they are about helping you. So I want you to remember that when you vote. Where are these people? Who do they support? Who's bought them? Who's funding these people? Ask those questions. This country has gone down the tubes, my friends. You have 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 1 in 4 households right now are food insecure in this country. How many people watching right now in our chat are having a difficult time even paying their bills right now, putting food on the table? How many of you have lost your job? Let me know in the chat right now. Yeah, Daily Choices said, I just had to take my car off the road because I can't afford the insurance. I can no longer work for Uber or Postmate. Silent Dream says, Clayton, I was an essential employee and got sick with COVID. Still months later, so sick my doctor will not let me go back to work. Linda Gomez says, I lost my job. Amanda Hamilton, I lost my job. Reagan Roby, I lost my job of 4 years. Let's throw them up on the screen, Philip. Keep them coming. I lost my job. Linda Gomez, right here. On the Reagan Roby, I lost my job of 4 years. Amanda Hamilton, I've lost my job. It's heartbreaking. Princess Diana, I lost my job in March. Anna Garcia, lost my job. Had to quit to homeschool, ADM. Sarah Draper says, I'm homeless. How is this happening? Andrew Ho says, I lost a business of 23 years. Stephanie Sherrill, I lost my job, can't find another one. I've been applying like crazy. Tammy Diaz says, I had to pull my 401k out early just to make ends meet. Sarah Draper says, I lost my home. How is this happening? How is this happening in America? This country is crumbling right before our eyes. You losing your home during a pandemic, it's not happening in Canada. So when Nora O'Donnell wants to get on her little high horse, are you a socialist? Yeah, let me tell you what. Are you a communist? No, I'm not a friggin' communist, you idiot. Are you a socialist? No, I'm not a socialist. But I'll tell you what I am. Here are the things that I support. You want to put a label on me? I want to make sure people don't lose their jobs. Or if they lost their job, then they're treated the way they are treated in Canada. Or Norway. Or Finland. Or Denmark. Where even if you lost your job, you still receive a paycheck. And you have health insurance. and you have a roof over your head so you don't lose your house. How about that? No, because we are so controlled by these billionaires in Washington and on Wall Street that just want to enrich themselves. And it controls the mainstream media, and it controls our politicians. So when you support this show and you watch this show and you share this show with other people, we are not bought and sold by anybody. The only person I answer to is this guy. And he can be a handful. But I don't have Rupert Murdoch. I don't have, Les Moonves or any of these other people lording over me, telling me what to say, telling me what stories to cover, telling me what narrative to put out there. These are the stories that I believe are important for you to try to keep more of your own money, not to enrich Wall Street. When I tell you to, not putting your money in the stock market, not making these other companies rich, not falling for this crap anymore. Right now under the CARES Act, you have an opportunity to take money out of your 401k. Do it. Do it. And invest in yourself. Take that money out and put it towards an investment property that will produce cash flow for you. Put it into gold and silver. Put it into crypto. Get it out of this corrupt system. It's only getting worse. And these people are only getting richer while you're getting screwed.